Hey guys, welcome back to my Back to Basics series. In this second installment, I'm going to be talking to you guys through my eyebrow routine. Eyebrows over the last couple of years have really changed, and the way that I do my eyebrows has definitely evolved incredibly over the last 10 years of me doing YouTube, from not doing brows at all to doing more of a heavy Instagram brow to now doing what I like to think is the best eyebrows of my life, and hopefully they will only get better from here. So if you guys want to see this video and to learn all about doing your eyebrows, then keep watching. So before I show you guys how I do my brows, I obviously have on my face makeup, which is what I do first. And if you guys didn't see my first video in the Back to Basics series where I show you how to do my face makeup, then you can go ahead and click the little button at the top of the screen and that will take you there first. So for eyebrows, there's a lot that goes into eyebrows before you can do any makeup to them, and that is mainly brow care. So I have done a lot of things to my brows before reaching where I am now with them, and I thought I'd tell you a little bit about that before we go ahead and get into how I actually do my brows on a daily basis. I used to wax my eyebrows. I didn't love that because if I had a girl who I just didn't love or trust with my eyebrows, I would walk out really upset and like maybe cry even, because she would just ruin my eyebrows for the next month before my hair grew back. So now what I do is I actually use a tiny, I call it a lady razor, a lady face razor, and you can find them on Amazon. I will link a lady razor down below. That's not its official name. And I just use that to shape the top of my eyebrows and to kind of clean up any little fuzzy hairs that you might have up there. If you guys have ever looked at your eyebrows really closely, you know what I'm talking about. For everything underneath my eyebrow, I will just tweeze away any really long, bold hairs and just keep the natural shape as much as possible. I happen to have very straight eyebrows with just a little bit of an arch at the top. And the reason why I actually didn't like waxing was because they would always try to change my brow shape, which I didn't like. They would either want to take away this little top arch that I have, which is the only way that I have any shape to my eyebrow, or they would try to even out this little bottom part that I have that almost squares out a little bit, which would make my eyebrows really thin. So I like to do my eyebrows myself, just using a razor to tidy up little stray hairs that are too thin to tweeze on the top, and I just tweeze any kind of really gnarly eyebrow hairs that I have on the bottom that I don't want. And everything else you can fix by using a eyebrow pencil. So I also want to talk about the different products that you can use for your eyebrows. You can use a powder and you can use a pomade, and I have used both of those. I still use both of those for different purposes, but for everyday general application, I really recommend a brow pencil. I think it's one of the easiest ways to do your eyebrows, and it's also the way that I find gives you the best results. And you can also do different styles of eyebrows, but we're not going to talk about that today. So for simple eyebrow application, my favorite eyebrow pencil is the Anastasia Brow Definer, and I have the shade dark brown. When you're picking your eyebrow shade, you want to stay in the same color family as your hair, but you generally want to stay a shade lighter than your hair. For me, I try to just stay in the same color that my eyebrow hairs naturally look, but you guys can kind of test that out to your liking. Dark brown in Anastasia has just always been the color that I use, so that's what I stick to. So the thing that I love about this eyebrow pencil is the shape, because it has a long tip and it also has a bit of a triangular shape to it. I just love that for trying to mimic the actual lines that your hairs will take, and also for varying the thickness of each stroke. Before I actually apply this to my face, so that way you guys can understand what I do, I always start my eyebrows by drawing in the center hairs closest to my nose, so that way I can draw them straight up, because that is the way that my hair naturally grows in. Then I will work in the center of my eyebrow, and what I try to really stick to is drawing the most strokes at the bottom of my eyebrow and then just feathering it out more towards the top, so that way I'm not getting a very thick eyebrow. I find that if I go to draw in strokes at the top of my eyebrow, one of my eyebrows will always end up thicker than the other and also look a little more like bushy and not in a good way, like more like the Sesame Street character eyebrows than like cute girl, really bold eyebrows that I want. And then I will finish out by, I will finish up by working on the tail of my eyebrow just to get the length right and everything like that. Okay, so I brought myself a little bit closer so you guys could really see what I was doing. So like I said, I like to start on the inner portion of my eyebrow and just take the pencil, starting it at the base of my eyebrow and going straight up in the shape that my hairs naturally grow in. And as you guys can see, I'm really focusing on the bottom of my eyebrow rather than the top. And I start with the most pressure at the bottom and then almost flick it up. So you guys can see that I have a much firmer start to my eyebrow than on the other side that isn't filled in yet. And that's really all that I will do at the front. Then you want to move to the center of your eyebrow. And again, pressure when you first put down the pencil and then just flick it. And as you guys can see, I put my pinky on my face and then hold the pencil with my 3 fingers like I hold a real pencil or a paintbrush. And I try not to go near the top of my eyebrow, like the very top. I try to keep it in the center. And then, after doing about 15 strokes there, I will come down to the end of my eyebrow and keep it going down in the same shape. And here I have a little bit of a bald spot at the top of my eyebrow. So I just try to fill that in as much as possible. Now with the most pressure going at the top of my eyebrow, I'm working down. Because at the back of my eyebrow, in this tail area, the roots are actually up here and the hair grows down. So I always apply pressure where the root of an eyebrow hair is. After I have applied the product, I take the spoolie on the other end of the pencil and I will just brush my eyebrows up gently. And that shows you if you need to apply more product anywhere or if you need to fix anything. So after blending that out, I notice that I have a little bit of a gap down here. So I'm just going to apply a little more product there. And I also want this a little bit longer, so I will just bring it down a little more. And that is everything for filling in your eyebrow, but we're not done yet. I'm just gonna fill in this other eyebrow so that way it's not such a drastic difference on my face, and then I'll show you the last step. So now that both of my eyebrows have a little more depth to them than they do before I apply any product, I'm going to finish off my brows by running some brow gel through them. This is just a clear brow gel. You can use a tinted brow gel. I just am a little worried. A lot of them look shimmery or like super wet when they dry, and I just am not a fan of that. So I always have used the Anastasia clear brow gel, and it just comes with a little spoolie and the tube, obviously, and just super gently, I will just brush up my eyebrow hairs and out at the bottom. And I always brush up just because I like more natural, undone looking eyebrows. And I think brushing the eyebrow hairs up and letting some of them naturally fall out of the like shape of your eyebrow where you just filled it in makes them look more natural, more realistic, and just more like you didn't spend 10 minutes drawing on your eyebrows. So if you guys liked seeing this episode of my Back to Basics series, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you guys have any tips on how you like to fill out your eyebrows, make sure to leave it in the comments down below so someone else can see that and maybe learn from you as well. And yeah, if you guys like these videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see the next video in my series, turn on those notifications also. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!